Recording. And good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Saturday morning getting started training. It's a skills-based training we do every Saturday morning following the simple 4-step proven plan of action. Prepare, share, care, and enroll. And we're in the sharing and caring business. And today we're going to talk about sharing, step number 2. Last Saturday, Judy Daniel and myself covered the preparing section. And we're just going to highlight, some of the key points in sharing. And this is where the rubber meets the road. This is when you start talking to people and sharing information, videos, samples, whatever you do, whatever you choose to do to get the word out. That's our job. Our beautiful LifeWave patches and technologies. The only thing they don't have is a mouth and legs. They require us, to get them out there. So good morning, good morning, good morning. So, and I think Judy, you're kind of hanging in the wings there, and I'm just going to do a brief overview and then kind of pass it over to you. Today, we're going to be focusing, we're going to be talking from the Getting Started Guidebook, and I hope all of you have had a chance to download and peruse, read, highlight, but there's some key points and skills training in there. And it's now been developed in conjunction with our nitty-gritty training site that Judy Daniel has so masterfully put together, which embodies the spirit of our Live Younger community and the functional structure and strategy of our 4-step proven plan of action. So since today we're going to be talking about sharing, I'm just going to scroll forward past the welcome letter, past the preparing section that I hope you're all familiar with, the getting started checklist, which is our first 24 hours and your first 7 days. And by the way, if any of you that are on with this morning, either live or on the replay, are brand new to LifeWave, congratulations. We put a lot of time and attention into preparing this simple guidebook and the nitty-gritty training site to give you a track to run on. So we're scrolling ahead, develop your contact list. And here we are, step 2 in our proven plan of action, sharing the products in the business. And as I said, this is kind of where the rubber meets the road. This is where the fun really begins, when you start, talking to people about our historical breakthrough. So today we're going to talk about some of the sharing tools we have. We're going to dig into the simple daily method of operation and words at work and a couple other things. And we'll get you back off, we'll keep this down to around 30 minutes. So thanks for dialing in again, live or on the replay. And I first want to just touch on our sharing tools. And I've learned over the years, and after over 3 decades of full-time experience in network marketing, I've learned that it's not about me. It's about the product, the company, the opportunity, and let the tools do the talking. And we're going to talk about Nitty Gritty 101, which is our training website. We're going to really talk about also our LifeWave InTouch app, which is really one of our strong competitive advantages and a very powerful tool we all have at our disposal. We'll talk about how that works in conjunction with the sample cards and the flyers. Some people still enjoy using our liveyounger.com, which we have 3 important videos in there for people to watch and learn about the products. You can send anybody there, but unlike the InTouch app, you won't know when they go there, and you won't know if they watched it, and if they watched it, how much they watched. Well, your personal websites are powerful tools. We have so many stories and testimonials, for people who want a lot of information. Robin likes to say when she's talking to a new person, you like a lot of information or little. People like a lot of information. We many times will send them the X39 story. You can download that from many places, but it's a 55-page white paper about LifeWave's X39 breakthrough STEM activation technology. And on the website, there's tons of clinical evidence. This company has like 90 clinical studies, over 90 clinical studies on our products, many of them double-blind, placebo-controlled, the gold standard in clinical trials. And then simple posts to media and live calls and webinars. But what I'd like to do is, invite you to jump on with this, Judy, and maybe just start by sharing a little bit, like, you created this wonderful website, Nitty Gritty 101. And why don't you share a little bit of your motivating factor for doing that? And then we'll kind of walk them through a few steps, few pages within the website.
Sounds great. Good morning, Gregory. Good morning, everybody. Great to be with you. Well, first, I'd like to acknowledge Robin Mascari, who created the Live Younger Facebook group where we could communicate, ask questions of one another. I was so impressed with what she did. Plus the file section where we could go there, download files. Thank you, Robin Blanc Mascari. Fabulous job. Why I created Nitty Gritty 101, I had many people who had either given up on Facebook and never wanted to go there again, or had never been there in the first place. So they kept asking for a website. And that was what prompted me to go there. So I started a very small way. I wanted to create a simple, duplicatable system for onboarding brand new distributors. And that was my motivation, to make it as streamlined as possible. It's also good for customers. So I put in that section, if you're a customer, go here, read about the patches. But it truly was designed to help with this onboarding process. I had a brand new distributor ask me a question the other day: how do you stay organized? And my first response was, I go to what's new. So Gregory, could you click on what's new? There's so much happening with the Live Younger group, with LifeWave Corporate. This is how I personally stay organized. Every morning I come here, I update it. I think, what's going on this week? What needs to be at the top? Let's add a quotation. But primarily this helps me stay organized. And you'll notice that I have added, under the Live Younger newsletter, click here for our weekly Zoom schedule. For somebody who's brand new, they might take forever to get to the Zooms tab at the top of the page. So I wanted them to go there right away, have it on the What's New page. So I invite all of you to make it a habit to just check in on what's new every day. I usually update it by 10 a.m. Eastern time, give or take a little bit. And this will just help everybody stay on the page. And a good example of staying organized, the distributor asked me last night, oh, there's a training tomorrow. How do I get on? And right there on the phone, it was 8 o'clock Friday night. I said, go to nittygritty101.com, click on what's new. It's right there at the top with the link. And they said, of course, I'll go there. So that helps me stay organized and helps brand new distributors orient to all that is available. So I say, make this your first habit when you go to nittygritty101.com. And then back to this getting started program that you have created, Gregory. I just love what you've done. We can click on distributors in the navigation tab bar, and then click getting started. And this is where we invite all brand new people to go. So we're going to scroll down through Welcome to Live Younger Success System, down to the daily method of operation. Robin often talks, numerous times, mentions that X39 is the star of the show. Well, Gregory, you've created the daily method of operation, and this truly is the star of our show in terms of getting the information out to people. And as you like to say, we're not in the telling and selling business. Just a personal story about me when I began network marketing, Gregory, and everybody. I was sort of told what to do, but there was no main place to go to really learn it. So I figured, tell them and they'll buy it. And if they weren't interested, I thought they just didn't have enough information. So I'd tell them some more. I was definitely in the telling and selling business. It's embarrassing to think back. And do you know why I did that? I could not believe that network marketing was as simple as it is. We're used to complexity. It took me years to realize how simple it is if we follow the system. So I like to introduce people to the system. I don't command them to follow it. I say, this is a proven method of operation here. If you want to try your own thing, go for it. And maybe it'll work. However, your greatest chance of success is going to be if you follow the daily method of operation. And more importantly than that, if you invite your brand new distributors into the same process because you're excited about it. It's not a do this or else, it's a look what Gregory created. It's so simple, it's straightforward. And if you follow this, your chances of success are very, very high. So it's an enthusiasm, it's an excitement that we invite them into. So Gregory, what prompted you to create the daily method of operation? We had our Getting Started guidebook, which is brilliant, it's concise, everything you need to know about network marketing and LifeWave and Live Younger is there. However, you also created this daily method of operation. What inspired you?
Well, I've learned over the years, Judy, I have an acronym I call KISS Kid. I love to kiss my kids, and I love to keep it simple and keep it duplicatable. Because when someone's brand new, there's so much to learn. I mean, photo biomodulation, that's a whole new word and a whole new world for people. So we want the business as simple as possible. And it really is a simple process. And, after being in sales and studying psychology and marketing, and just being in life for over 6 decades, I've learned, some of the keys to keeping it simple and keeping it duplicatable in our profession. So, if you just look at the daily method of operation, I'll blow it up just a little bit. We're in the people business. So step one, you want to connect heart to heart. Instead of getting on the phone, listen to this, I got to tell you something. People start shutting down, but you get on the phone. Judy, how are you? I haven't talked in quite a while. How are you holding out? I hear you guys are still in lockdown up there in Ontario. And, some basic connection interaction. And you might say, hey, look, I don't have a lot of time right now, but I came across something, we're always sharing new health ideas. And I came across something that I think you might be interested in. It's a historic breakthrough in stem cell technology. So that's step two. Step one, you connect. Step two, you attempt to pique their interest. And I like what Phil Jones taught us. Your job, if you should choose to accept it, is to interrupt people long enough to inform them and to make them interested in something they didn't know existed. And most of the people you talk to don't know a historic breakthrough in affordable stem cell technology exists. Almost everybody you talk to knows stem cells exist, and they just know they're really expensive, but it's the leading edge of health sciences. So when you say a breakthrough in historical stem cell technology, that'll get a lot of people's interest. And probably most of you heard my wife's Robin's story when Kai Jacobson called us 2.5 years ago and mentioned stem cell technology activation patch. She didn't ask very many more questions like, how quick can I get it? Because she was looking into doing stem cell injections, and that was going to be like $12,000. And there's many other Robins out there, people that are looking into stem cell technology or have already done it. So, we're on the leading edge of the greatest breakthrough in health sciences, possibly in our lifetime, which is the use, activation of stem cells. So you pique their interest and then say, hey, Judy, I don't have very much time, like I said, but if you'd like, love to offer you a sample. And you think she's going to say no? You think anybody's going to say no when you offer them a sample? Almost everyone says yes. Now, I do want to clarify, if you have a real long-standing relationship with somebody like Robin and I have with Judy, we might not need to offer her a sample. The sample, that's optional. We might just say, hey, Judy, if I send you a short 3-minute video, would you have a chance to watch it today or tomorrow and give me some feedback? That'd be yes.
I'm nodding my head. Can you see me nodding my head, Gregory?
Right to the phone here, I can see that. Cool. So that's it. You're inviting people to take a look. What good friend won't spend 3 minutes to look at a breakthrough that you're so excited about? It's okay to be excited on the phone. Enthusiasm is contagious. And then you send them the link, the video link with the InTouch app. And this is such a key point. And so, Judy, really what promoted and motivated me to create this daily method of operation is, we were using the videos and some people were sampling. But as we've learned how powerful the InTouch app is in conjunction with offering a sample, this is a simple process. It's only 6 steps. You could teach anybody to do that. You don't have to teach them anything else, really, because they don't need to know how to say or pronounce or spell photobiomodulation. All they need to do is make sure that they have that app on their phone, okay? And everybody, our beautiful, InTouch app on their phone, and teach them how to use it. So you send someone the video and you hope and pray for an alert, because as soon as somebody opens it, you'll get a notice that they're opened and watched the videos. And to me, this was the missing link in network marketing, because we didn't have that feedback loop until now. I've been sending out packages of information. In the old days, we used to send video cassettes, and then we sent audio cassettes, and we sent CDs, and then we sent DVDs, we sent samples, we sent all this stuff, and you don't know if it's sitting on somebody's desk, lost in the mail, or where it is. And so you had to be good at follow-up and just bugging people. Did you get it? Did you watch it? Did you read it? And here, I can send it, and instantaneously while you're on the phone with someone, say, hold on, I'm going to send it right now. Okay. It takes like 1 minute to send that through your InTouch app and say, okay, you should have got it. And if you want, if you're really excited and you got time, you say, go ahead and watch it right now. I'll wait. You can do that. But it's such a beautiful thing. And I've used the analogy before, and I want to use it again today, Judy, that, I like to go fishing. Okay. I'm not a big fisherman, but I enjoy fishing, and I like, fly fishing, but I also like just sitting on the dock with a hook and a line and a worm, and just being at peace in the water. But, there's a big difference between fishing and catching. Okay. And fishing, you're sitting there with your pole, with your line, with your hook, with your worm, waiting, but what's the most exciting thing when you're fishing is when the pole bends and you get a bite. And it's exhilarating. It really is. And that's what it's like when you get an alert on your phone and somebody watched the video. It's like, wow, Judy's watching the video. And you might wait because it's a 3-minute video and say, hey, and maybe 4 minutes from now, I call, say, hey, did you have a chance to watch the video? And Judy's going, oh my God, this guy's psychic. How did he know? Or you might say, hey, I see you watched the video. And she's going to go, how did you know that? Say, well, the app that I sent it to you with tells me when somebody watches it. So, and this is a very potent part. I think in some regards, it's almost just as important as X39 itself is the method we communicate it, because we are the messenger, not the message. So we have this wonderful method of communicating this powerful message. And it comes down to a numbers game, as it says at the bottom of the page here. Success is not magical, it's mathematical. It says on this top page, we're in a caring and sharing business. And the more you share and the more you care, the faster your business is going to grow. So when you get an alert that they open and watch the video, that doesn't mean they're going to sign up today. That doesn't mean you need to send a sample. You need to take the next appropriate action. That's where a little bit of discernment, a little bit of experience, a little bit of coaching and education, from us, from your up team, from your sponsor. Because when you follow up with somebody, if you didn't get an alert, you want to follow up and say, hey, have you had a chance to watch that video? Or you might say, hey, I noticed you haven't had a chance to watch the video. So they know, but you want to get somebody to watch the video. And that's why I say the hardest part of this business is getting people to watch the video. And if you follow the simple proven plan of action, the simple daily method of operation, it's not very hard. It's really not hard. And that's one of the reasons we sometimes offer a sample, because if you offer someone a sample and they say, sure, I'd love a sample, say, great. I'm going to send you this short 3-minute video. And after you watch it, and if it piques your interest, I'd be happy to send you one. Never, with rare exception, never send a sample until they've watched the video. If someone's not willing to give you 3 minutes of their time to watch the video, why should you spend $3 of your money to send them a sample? I mean, that doesn't make sense. But as soon as somebody watches the video, you then follow up and they may want to sample. And if you follow up and they still want a sample, that's great. Say, okay, I'm going to get it in the mail today. It'll take a few days to get there. In the meanwhile, I'd like to send you another video. And this one digs a little bit deeper into some of the science, but the major benefits you get and might be experiencing if you decide to try this product. And so the key to success in marketing and sales is engagement. And once you initiate an invitation, once you initiate, an interaction with somebody, an exposure, you need to keep on it until they come to a decision. The decision might be no, might be not now. It might be customer, it might be distributor. But once you get it in motion, there's a concept I learned over the years I call rapid sequential exposure. The more times you follow up with somebody and the closer together they are, the quicker they're going to make a decision. And it's not your job to convince them. It's your job to give people enough information to make an informed decision at a pace and in a volume that's acceptable to them. And that's where my wife, Robin, likes to say, do you like a lot of information or a little information? Sometimes you get a doctor on the phone and they like a lot of information. Sometimes you get a very busy person on the phone and say, I don't have much time to read, just send me another video. And that's okay. We have all of that. So that's the daily method of operation. I kind of went off got up on my soapbox. Thanks for inviting me to do that.
Well, Gregory, there's nothing better than listening to the creator of such a system as this. We love to listen to the inventor talk about the patches. I don't want to really listen to a lot of, I just like to go to the source.
Thank you.
And so to hear your enthusiasm in creating this is truly what we wanted to imbue all of you who are watching, is this enthusiasm that it's simple, it's about caring all the way through. Of course, caring is a follow-up, but it truly is about caring all the way through, caring enough to listen. After you connect, you listen to what they're talking about, you create the curiosity, you listen. I once gave a talk about listen like you've never listened before. I find that the majority of people would prefer to talk than listen. And so in network marketing, that's one of the key things we need to learn. As you mentioned, ask questions. Robin always talks about ask questions, find out where they're coming from. Is there a problem? We have a solution, but listen like you've never listened before. And I have started regarding number 4 on our simple DMO about send the 3-minute video link. And you touched on it, Gregory. We're on the phone. I say, talking, let me send it to you. Boom, they've got it. I say, okay, why don't you take 3 minutes now, watch it. It would take me at least 15 minutes to explain what that video explains in 3 minutes. And then we have common ground to talk. And suddenly they realize how simple it is. So thank you for bringing InTouch app to LifeWave. It's made a huge difference. One of the things that's so key is verbiage in network marketing. Whenever I listen to you or Robin, I'm taking notes because you have each found certain succinct bullet points that work. Mm-hmm. And we want that verbiage that will keep people's hearts open long enough until their minds comprehend. So speaking of verbiage, let's just take a couple of minutes and go to nitty gritty up to the navigation bar, share and care. And by the way, when I'm introducing somebody to Nitty Gritty 101, I could do a Zoom share. However, then my new distributor is in the passive watching mode. I want people active, involved, clicking, where is it? I can't find it, and talking them through it so they feel empowered. And that is the second reason why I created Nitty Gritty 101, everybody. Aside from the duplicatable system, I wanted to empower people. So they were not always having, as a brand new distributor, going to someone else to get the answer. It's not as though I let nitty gritty 101 do it all and forget them, but I always invite them. Are you on your computer? Let's go there. Let's read this. Because the last thing we want to do is sound super smart, because then people will think, I could never learn all that. It's okay for you. You've got this background. I could never do that. So that was one of the first things I learned once I decided to really dig into network marketing, is never sound too smart, or people will think they can't do it. So that's why Nitty Gritty empowers people. So we're on share and care. Thank you so much, Gregory. We're going to scroll down to the section. Just scroll down a little bit. Words that really work. Phil Jones. And I invite new distributors to read that first paragraph. So Gregory, this is what I would do as a new distributor. So Gregory, would you read that paragraph for us?
I'd be happy to. If you change your words, you could very easily change your world. Let's face it, the success or failure of almost every human interaction is affected by our ability to choose the exact right words at the exact right time.
Thank you. Hence my emphasis on verbiage. So I have two things I want to cover before we turn it back to you, Gregory. And this is what to say. You've created bullet points for us. Love them. Choose one or two that work for you. But it's some magic words for influence and impact. And Phil Jones' magic words are in the uppercase. My favorite, and I invite you to just choose one that works for you and practice using it in your everyday life so that it becomes who you are. And my favorite is the first. I'm not sure it's for you, but I often say it may or may not be of interest to you. So right away, the person sits back, they can relax. You're not going to force it upon them. They have a choice. So I'm not sure it's for you, but this may or may not be for you, but this may or may not be of interest to you, but, and it opens the heart. And I learned from teaching in high school. I was both at college and high school level. However, I learned the most about life teaching high school. And that was, if I could not open the hearts of the teenagers, they would never listen to me. So it was like you said, you have to connect heart to heart first. Once people feel you're authentic, you're genuine, you care, then they will take it in at an intellectual level. But first, it's heart to heart. So for me, I'm not sure it's for you, but creates that connection. Do you have a favorite one that you use from here, Gregory, or do you have another one that you've adopted? Because these are not all the ones that Phil Jones mentions.
Yeah, I kind of like, how would you feel if you were 10 or 20 years younger? Imagine feeling like you're 10 or 20 years younger, and I relate it to health. And so I like to talk about, are you experiencing any of the symptoms of aging? How would it feel if you were 10 or 20 years younger? And people of my age group, I'm in my 60s, we all want to live and feel younger. So that's one of my favorites, Judy.
Well, just a little addendum to that, Gregory. After wearing the X39 for about 6 months, one day I said to myself, Judy, you feel just like you felt when you moved to Penticton, British Columbia. I currently live in Ontario. I thought, I remember how I felt when I moved to Penticton. And I started thinking, well, what year was that? And I realized I was feeling at least 12 years younger inside. And that's where it matters, is that inner life, that buoyancy, that feeling of exuberance. And actually, that's what connects you heart to heart. So anything else you want to add about the magic words, Gregory?
Well, I just think it's brilliant. And, you should, if everybody hasn't done so, you should get a copy and read his book. I've sat before many of the world's best sales trainers, and Phil just puts it down there. It makes it so simple, but so impactful. It's a small book. It's a quick read, but it'll change your life and it'll change your business.
And when he was on stage presenting, it started off, here's another presenter talking about words that really work. Yes, 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 I'm open, and I was listening. But gradually I realized I was sitting forward. He just drew me right in. And afterwards I realized he was using the magic words. They work, they work. So let's scroll down. We didn't talk about this before, but it does tie into verbiage, Gregory. And once again, this is something that you created, which is, oh, I wonder if I did put it here, the executive document. Did I put it here? If not, I will after we're off.
Let's see, these are all great.
No, I put it on the bottom of distributors getting started because it's fabulous verbiage. I invite you, print it off, and I will put it under share and care because it's useful to have in front of you. If you can click on that, it should enlarge.
Mm-hmm.
And here we have in categories, bullet points. So please print it out, get a yellow highlighter, tape it to your computer, whatever it takes, and just choose one from each category for starters, because these are magic words. This is a concise bullet point, and it's the verbiage that works.
And
Thank
Judy,
you for doing this.
why I created this.
Yes.
Rolling a friend I've known for many years, a successful, experienced networker. And, it was a 1 or 2 month courting process. It wasn't a quick decision because it's a big decision for someone, to change gears and join us. And he says, Greg, you've got all the verbiage. He goes, can you just put that in writing for me? Oh gosh, what a job that's going to be in.
What a job.
For weeks, but I did hone it down. So these are words that work. This is the story of our company and the story of stem cells and how does it work. And I think everyone can think of it as, a cheat sheet. Have it on your desk when you're talking to people. And if they ask a question, how does this amazing technology work? You can just read right from this. Well, it's based on a type of light therapy called photobiomodulation and blah, 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 blah. It's all right there. You can tell the sun story and, so our company.
I'm sorry, Gregory. Something I learned, if you go back to the executive summary sheet, I'm just so jazzed about this. Thank you. The problem. Before LifeWave, I had no idea that the older we get, the fewer stem cells we have. Most people don't know that. By age 60 plus, only a small percentage remains. No wonder we heal. So just those 2 bullet points alone can open somebody's mind. Really, I didn't know that. I said, no, I didn't know it either. And I'd never come from the standpoint of being the expert. Come from the space you are so excited about what David Schmidt created. I often liken him as an inventor to Tesla, in that space. So it really is our excitement about the phototherapy technology, our excitement about who David Schmidt is, how he runs a company, and our excitement about the results people are getting from one little patch. And it does require, as you said at the beginning, Gregory, the education. Hence, let the tools do the talking. We create the curiosity, get them interested, and then thank goodness for those videos. Over to you, Gregory.
Yeah, so kind of as we're wrapping it up here, I just like, become friends with nitty gritty, become friends with the Getting Started Guide. And there's some key documents, the executive summary, the daily method of operation that you should just, have right at your fingertips, have available, have it pasted on your wall or, on your computer or wherever. But these are the key aspects of the business, about the products and about the company and about our method of operation. You can talk to somebody about the products, they get excited and they'll go, wow, that sounds wonderful. I'd like to try it. Maybe they decide they want to look at the business. That sounds interesting. But then their question is, can I do it? And when you show and discuss our simple daily method of operation, to go, I could do that. I could do that. I can invite 3 people a day to watch a video. And so that's, kind of our challenge. If you could get 3 people a day. If you can get your little old smartphone to ding 3 times a day saying, oh, hey, wow, Judy is watching the video. Oh, George is watching the video. Oh, Sam is watching the video. It's like fishing and getting through and catching 3 fish. It's like the difference between catching and fishing. You don't need to learn or know hardly anything except how to put the worm on the hook. Okay, how to put their phone number, their text information into your InTouch app and send it off to them. So that's kind of my wrap up comments. Again, I'll just say one last thing. It's a numbers game. As we say, in our, if success is not magical, it's mathematical. And if you work the numbers work. And you know what? The more you work the numbers, the better the numbers work. You'll get good at it. In the beginning, you're practicing, and that's okay. Practice. Find 3 of your friends you can practice on and send 3 of them the video and see if one of them doesn't want to join you as a customer or distributor.
Beautiful. And fall in love with the process. Fall in love with the process. Every step along the way. I sent a video. Congratulate yourself. Just fall in love with the process. And really the success is how many people watch the video. That's a real success, because then they're in the process of the education. So fall in love with the process, and you've created an incredible process. You and Robin together, you're the captains of the ship. We're mixing our metaphors, but maybe you're fishing from the ship. So thank you so much, Gregory.
That's right. It's more fun fishing from a boat than the dock. Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for inviting me to join you this morning. It's a pleasure. And hello to everybody. Keep on patching, fall in love with the process. And as Gregory said, it's mathematical.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Judy. Always a pleasure. And so next week we'll be shifting, and we did prepare last week. We did share this week. Next week, we're going to do caring. We say we're in the sharing and caring business, and caring is our code word for follow-up, because we found over the years the fortune and the friendship is in the follow-up. And our goal is to make long-term mutually rewarding relationships with our customers and distributors. And that's a caring process. So we'll open that door next Saturday morning. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Thanks,
Bye,
Judy.
everybody.
Bye.